highest score and award or recommend a selection of at least 3 because this is a CCNA RFQ. So with that, Sherry, if you can let the record reflect who proposals were received from and then distribute them.
Who they were received from and what?
Then distribute a copy of each to the 3 of us.
Oh, correct, of course. Yes. Okay, so we'll start with our first one. It is from Craig A. Smith and Associates. They delivered originals with a thumb drive. So I'm thumb drive. Do you want to do them one at a time or all of them?
I think I'd pass all of them out at once and then we can review them.
I need the calendar, so I'll just do this one. Thank you.
I can help you pass them out.
Our next one is from Ingenuity Group, thumb drive with originals. Oh, no, I was gonna do it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks. Our next submittal is from Calvin Giordano and Associates. An original 2. And our last one is from Southern Design Group. You would think Roosevelt would come get his own. So we've received 4 proposals.
Yep, so just on your scoring sheet at the top row, you'll have to handwrite out the 4 entities that submitted proposals, and then write your name. There's not a place on here, my apologies for that, but write your name on the top so we know whose scoring sheets they are. And on the scoring sheet, you'll see the first evaluation criteria. The point total is at the bottom. So the first, the points shouldn't go over the maximum point allocation for each evaluation criteria listed on the left side. And there's a description on page 8 of the RFQ document itself for what the proposer should be demonstrating for each of those evaluation criteria.
Okay, I hate to ask you to do this, but I need for you to repeat. We're, of course, going through each one individually, and we're going through the items on the left to rank.
Yep, so if you look on the RFQ document itself, the main document on page 8.
Oh, okay, you did say page 8.
Yep.
You said number 8, page 8. Okay, I got you.
So the first criteria is firm's experience in Palm Beach County, and there's a brief summary of what we should be looking for.
Right. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
Listed.
Right.
Okay. And we're going through them individually now and ranking them.
Yep, and we're also individually scoring them, each proposal, and then tallying the scores, and then we'll, once we're done with that scoring, we'll need to add them up.
A total of 100 points.
Correct.
Okay.
And the point allocation on the scoring checklist, so for the first line for the experience in Palm Beach County, that's a 30-point maximum. Personnel qualifications 20-point maximum. So just make sure the scores don't exceed the maximum total.
Okay, thank you. question regarding the proposals. I want to make sure I understand that none of them, in our RFQ, we didn't ask them to provide a rate, correct?
Correct. This is just strictly qualifications.
Correct.
Hmm?
I find them very comparable. I mean, it's hard to rank them without giving them the full score, in my opinion, on those three that have full packets. Um, They've all have major government experience. Can I say this?
Mhm.
Okay. And the personnel and the staff that they have dedicated and committed to their projects is equal to me. Their approach to project management as well, and their resources available. Um, when I state that I include Craig A. Smith, Ingenuity, and Calvin Giordano. Of course, Southern Design Group uh, has the least amount in their packet. However, they have the most experience with the town of Begonia Park overall. I just wanted to state that so that you can lead me in whatever direction I'm supposed to go in terms of that.
Do we have a blank piece of paper in here? I guess I'll just use the back of this. That's what I'll do. Roosevelt, are you still reviewing?
Nah.
So I think, Sherry, to your question, what you need to do is use the information provided. So
I'm sorry?
use the information provided. So if you think that one or more of them didn't adequately address, then the point value should be.
If they score equal, I don't understand how the ranking occurs.
So what we're going to do now is once everybody's done scoring, everybody will say their scores for each firm. We'll then tally them up.
Okay,
And
got it.
right, so that I think that could break
Perfect.
the ties, if there are ties on your sheet. Let me just make a document that we can make a copy of. Just give me 1 second. All right, are we ready to announce the scores for each, or do you need more time?
Oh, yes, I can proceed. Mine, you're starting, or I can start with myself?
Either way, yeah.
As stated earlier, I find that all four firms are starting at the bottom for the commitment. Of course, with the exception of Southern Design Group, that they're fully staffed. And with that exception of Southern Design Group, the town is currently his sole client, so he is absolutely fully committed to the town. Therefore, all four got 20 going across. As far as the approach to project management, because they are fully staffed and they have the experience of not just government accounts, or clients as well as private, I felt that they scored equally under that as well. Their approach to project management with 34 across the board. And the personnel qualifications for them mimics something similar to their approach to project management with their available and their resources and personnel availability as well. That was also equal. And then, of course, the government experience is the primary concern that I would have as an employee of the town and in the selection committee, and all four firms offer years of government experience, with Southern Design Group offering the most, but the maximum was 30 points, and so they all scored equally across the board with that. So my ranking is 100 points for all four firms. I found it very difficult to determine it to be lower in one firm or higher in the other because they all share the exact same, with the exception of Southern Design Group, and that he does not have the personnel that the other firms offer. But again, Montgomery Park is currently his sole client, and he has been with the town of Montgomery Park, I believe, since 1985.
All right, so just so the record is clear, for Craig A. Smith, what is your total? Well, I guess give me the allocations. You gave, just read for the record, for the first category for Craig A. Smith, firm experience in Palm Beach County, how many points?
30,
Firm personnel qualifications?
20,
Firm's
Sir.
approach?
30,
Firm's
and 20
resources?
for the personal availability commitment.
For a total of 100?
100 points. And Calvin
Ingenuity.
Giordano.
Okay, go ahead. Calvin Giordano?
Calvin Giordano, 30 for the government, 20 for personnel, 30 for the approach to project management, and 20 for the personnel availability.
For a total of
Equal
100?
100.
Okay.
Ingenuity, 30 for government experience, 20 for the personnel qualifications, 30 for the firm's approach to project management, and 20 for personnel availability. Equaling 100. Southern Design Group, I did have concerns about the personnel, but when I saw that the town was his sole client, I went back to that, and that was 20, starting from the bottom. And then the firm's approach to project management, we are his sole client, so 30, he is committed to the town. That's been our experience. Our personnel qualifications, I also put that 20 because we are his sole client again. And then 30, of course, on his government experience, considering that we already have a relationship with Mr. Bencott, and he's been here since 1985, so we are aware of his work and his qualifications.
Okay, so again, for a total of 100? That was your total, was 100 for Southern Design?
100
Okay,
for all
perfect.
4 firms across the board for me.
Okay. Roosevelt?
I took mine in the perspective of utilities, so I'm not gonna give anybody a perfect score. So with Craig A. Smith, with firms the experience, I gave him 24. Personal qualifications 16. The project management 22, and resources 16.
For a total of?
78.
78?
Yes.
Can you repeat the numbers straight down in order?
24, 16, 22, 16.
Okay, thank you.
Ingenuity Group?
Ingenuity Group, because they are big before I have them at firms experience in Palm Beach County, 28. Personal qualifications, 16. Approach product management, 26. And another 16 at resources.
For
For-
total,
58, 86.
thank you.
Calvin Giordano?
Calvin Giordano was 28 at the top, 18 for firm's personal qualifications, 26 for project management. We worked with them before, so. And
26 to project management?
yes,
And how much for personal availability?
personal availability 18. Total is going to be 90.
91?
90.
90.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Southern Design Group?
Southern Design Group at the top is 26. Then we have personal qualifications 14. Then approach and project management is 24. And the very last one, we're going to have 15. So our total is going to be 40, 64, 79.
79?
Yes.
All right, and for my rankings for Craig A. Smith, firm experience 20, firm personnel qualifications 18, firm's approach to project management 25, firm's resource personnel availability and commitment 18 for a total of 81. Ingenuity Group, firm's experience 28, firm's personnel qualifications 16, firm's approach to project management 22, and firm's resources and availability and commitment 16 for a total of 82. Calvin Giordano, firm's experience 29, personnel qualifications 20, approach to project management 29, and firms resources, personnel, availability, and commitment 19 for a total of 97. And Southern Design Group, firms experience in Palm Beach County 28, personnel qualifications 17, approach to project management 27, and firms resources, personnel, and availability 19 for a total of 91. I gave a lower score to Craig and Associates for the experience in Palm Beach County because they provided relevant experience, but only 2 of them were in Palm Beach County. All the rest
Yeah,
were
that's
in other
like,
counties. So I gave them a little bit lower score just because I didn't think they responded to the question. So now with those, and keep your scoring sheets, those will need to go to Sherry. So now with all of our scores, let me just add them up.
Roosevelt, did I give you 2 sheets or just one?
One?
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please? Yeah.
I was looking for a blank. And just for the record, these firms are not specific in terms of having the sole account with the town of Infinity
Mhm.
Park. We can use any and all firms at any time at the decision of the governing body outside of this selection today.
And because this is CCNA, we also have to recommend at least 3 of them moving forward. So let me just double check the math here.
I think Craig A. Smith's firm is 259, correct?
That's correct. For Craig A. Smith and Associates, their total of our 3 scores is 259, Ingenuity Group 268, Calvin Giordano 287, and Southern Design Group 270.
What was Ingenuity 260
268,
and then
Calvin Giordano 287, and Southern Design 270. So the firm with the highest weighted score is Calvin Giordano. Second highest is Southern Design Group. Third, Ingenuity Group. And fourth, Craig A. Smith.
Can you repeat the total numbers again, please, for starting with Calvin Giordano?
Yes, for all of our scores you're asking for? Okay, Calvin Giordano, Sherry Alberry 100, Roosevelt Jones 90, Amity Barnard 97, Southern
For a total of?
for a total of 287.
Okay.
Do you need the rest or?
Craig A. Smith is 268?
259. So Sherry Alberry 100, Roosevelt Jones 78, Amity Barnard 81 for a total of 259.
Ingenuity is 268.
Right, with 100 for Sherry, 86 for Roosevelt, and 82 for me for a total of 268. And then Southern Design is 100 for Sherry, 79 for Roosevelt, 91 for me for a total of 270.
Perfect. Thank you.
So with that, the rankings would be Calvin Giordano, Southern Design Group, Ingenuity Group, and Craig A. Smith's 1 through 4, respectively. And again, because this is CCNA, and the RFQ, it makes clear that the town's expectation is to award multiple contracts. So with these totals and weighted totals, the recommendation can be moved forward to council.
Who's ranked 4 and who's ranked 3? Ingenuity is 4?
3.
3, Ingenuity 3, Craig A. Smith 4.
Craig A. Smith's 4. And I'll leave you this sheet, Sherry. I have an extra.
I try to keep it straight in my head. That's fine. Okay. This concludes our meeting this morning. Thank you for
So we can
attending.
stand adjourned at 10:48.